Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at AnonymousRealityT. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we are talking Love Island Games Season 2, y'all. 2025, and it's action-packed, y'all. And I told y'all in my video yesterday, I told y'all the prize amount was going to be $250K. I just wanted to pat myself on the back, y'all. So how I'm going to do this, and I might switch this up as the season continues. However, we got 3 weeks, y'all. We got 3 weeks, and I think the episodes are every day. And here's the thing. We'll start off talking about kind of everybody as far as a group, and then we'll get into the couples, and then if there's bombshells or eliminations, we'll get to that towards the end. I feel like that might be the easiest way, so we can see the names of everybody we're talking about at first, and then transition more into, you know, the actual couples. So let's shout out Peacock. It looks like those billion streams, it looks like the money, the ad revenue is coming in. It looks like the checks have cleared, you guys, because the budget is budgeting, you guys. The budget is budgeting because we got the Islanders, y'all, coming in on planes, trains, and automobiles, y'all. Planes, trains, and automobiles, seaplanes, helicopters, tour buses, you name it. Well, let's not exaggerate on the tour bus. It was more like an old school bus that featured some locals from Fiji in the back. I thought that was kind of played to do the people from Europe like that. Like even the people from the UK got a nice little entrance, but you have them on the bus? No. Then we got some people on some dune buggies. Like, you can tell they really wanted to come in with a bang, come in with a splash, and I am here for all of it, y'all. I am here for all of it. I loved, you know, everybody coming in. So Andrea and KK were the first to come in. Listen, y'all. Andrea, I am tired of the jokes about Rob. And I'm still kind of looking at you sideways because you technically broke up with your boyfriend of a year or whatever, like a couple weeks before the show. So I'm still a little bit skeptical if you're really here for, you know, for love or not. But nonetheless, we'll see how this goes, right? So we also have Adrina come in, y'all. And she is Google-eyed already. Before the men even got there, y'all. She is Google-eyed. She is talking about how Tyrique, how Johnny, and how Josh was all in her DMs, y'all. So you know she is ready to go. I love the energy. Garby is my early fave, y'all. Garby is my early fave. I love everything that she is giving. But they spent money, y'all. Even Tyrique was like in the intro, he was like, wow, America has a bigger budget. I think Tyrique, win or lose, he's looking at big picture of what he can do with this opportunity. And he sees, because he started Twitch streaming to, you know, talk about Love Island USA. And he sees now with all the brand deals and all the opportunities that these Islanders are getting, he's got his eye on the prize. So we get everybody in, you know, everybody has drinks, or everybody's flirting or whatever else. Lucinda, she's like locked in on Mert. She is locked in on Mert. That is her dude. That is her man. Nobody can tell her any different. Kendall, like I told y'all in my previous video for the first look, he is trying this redemption arc, and he's going to be paired up with any black woman to save his image, and I hate this. I hate this, y'all. I feel like, you know, a bombshell needs to come in and save these black women from Kendall. Please. I don't know why Kendall's back. I think Kendall is just one of those people. He's one of those cast members that production just likes. And no matter what, they're going to try to put him on a show. And they like the fact that he's willing to be messy. They like the fact that he is willing to do whatever it takes to get camera time and stir things up and all of this and all of that. However, child, when Chris came into the show, why was he like, y'all already know who I am? Y'all already know that I'm famous from season 7. This is my villa. Why did Lucinda said, why are we supposed to know who you are? I don't know what's gotten into Chris. I mean, he was tolerable season 7. He is super cocky this go around, and it makes 0 sense to me. It makes 0 sense to me why he has all this energy, all this smoke. Listen, we were entertained of what happened with Huda and everything else. However, we've moved on from that. This is a new show now. This is a new show. You need to be showing, who you really are for real, Like tone it down. Please tone it down. So a lot of people had really good intros. I was really happy with everybody's intro package. Everybody looked great. Ariana comes in. She lets them know about the $250K prize, right? And she lets them know either you could be here for love, you could be here for money. Basically, it sounds like what they're doing since they're incorporating the US voting is as long as you win challenges, you're safe. But if you do not win challenges, that is when you're vulnerable. And that is when, either the Islanders can save you or potentially that could be where the votes can be a factor. So that is kind of my takeaway from this. So people can either be I would look at it from a strategic perspective, and I would just couple up with whoever the strongest person is, because as long as we win challenges together, I don't have to worry about being eliminated whether you like me or not. But if you're actually trying to do this love thing, then you're basically hedging your bets on America. But my thing is, if it is a struggle love type of situation, or the person you're coupled up with is really just here for the money and for the games, like you're going home, it is what it sounds like. So nonetheless, y'all, Ariana also announces that before we get to the first coupling, you got to do a challenge first. So they have this kind of Herculean type of inspired challenge or whatever else, and you have to go through these obstacles. You have to have you have the helmet on that has a little device on top to where you have to pop these balloons that slime comes out. Then you have to run through this wall, and you have to be in a pool of slime, and you have to pick up your correct heart that belongs to you. Then you have to slide down a slide and slide into a Caesar salad type of mashup, and then you have to pull out another heart. Either your hearts are purple or yellow. Then you have to play in a sandbox roll with fake snakes and also pick up your heart there. Then I think there's another heart because you have to choose somebody that you want to save. So the girls went first and then the guys go next. And then you have to choose who you want to save because they're tied up with some ropes. So you have to untie them and all this other stuff. And then once you get all 4 hearts, you have to put it on this board and put all 4 hearts on there. And then once you win, you quickly have to grab whoever it was that you saved, and then you kiss them at the front, y'all. So that essentially is the challenge, right? And so it was interesting seeing kind of how people were kind of being strategic already. It seems like Josh and Ariana, Adrina, not Josh and Adrina. See, this is where it's confusing because you got Ariana the host, you got Andrea, and you got Adrina. What are we doing? What are we doing? But you got Josh and Andrea, who chose each other to kiss. You got Kendall and Garby, who chose each other to kiss. How does Garby, y'all? Garby speaks better English than Americans. I don't get it, y'all. And that's her 3rd language. And she speaks great English. She said she learned from YouTube and learned from watching American television shows. But her English is better than a lot of Americans, y'all. She did, so that was the basis of the challenge. but again, I really couldn't take much out of these people kissing in this particular challenge because you got like slime and sand and all this other stuff like mixed in, so you really couldn't get a good feel of what this was about. But anyways, at the conclusion of the challenge, everybody comes back to the villa, everybody gets cleaned up or whatever else, everybody's in their bathing suit, and they're like, okay, now we're gonna do this coupling. So Ariana tells, okay, the person who had the best score for the ladies was Garby, and actually she was the fastest out of everybody. So that may put a target on her back, but I feel like as long as she wins, she should be good. And then they said Chris, was, the best time for the guys. And so they said, okay, you can either choose to be in a couple with each other, or you guys can stand apart and, choose who you want to be with. So nonetheless, they don't want to be in a partner with each other, but I kind of felt a way about Chris because Chris was being a jerk. Chris was being a jerk as far as his rationale for not wanting to couple up with Garby, and that he's more into, the mental and the personality, trying to insult her. And it was just unnecessary. It was completely and utterly unnecessary. Some other things that are brewing as well is this Josh versus Tyrique situation. I don't know what's going on there, but basically Josh feels away because I think Tyrique technically came in second in the competition. However, Josh feels that he was doing the work for Tyrique because he was getting his hearts first. However, the point of it is you're supposed to be getting your hearts, right? You're supposed to be getting whatever heart you were assigned to. So I mean, like I don't know what his thing is. I feel like Josh needs to tone it down. He's taking this way too seriously. He's taking this way too seriously and needs to tone this down because this thing between him and Tyrique, to me, is hilarious, right? Zay is what I call Isaiah. He's not here for real. He's not here for real. He does not like some of these women, and he cannot hide his disdain and his distaste for it at all because he will roll his eyes and everything else because, who was it? I think it was Nicola that said she had a good Kim Kardashian impression, and when she did it, to me, it fell flat. It fell flat. And I was like, what are we doing? What are we saying, right? What are we talking about? That is not no Kim Kardashian. But Zay's face, he like eye rolled and rolled his eyes, and he was just not feeling it. All of the men said for the most part that their top three was either Andrea, Andrina, or KK. Like that was like the consensus. Mert seems like he's too good for this show. He seems too genuine for this show because when they announced what the money was, he was like, well, money's not going to be here with us when we all leave here. When we all, when we're no longer here on this earth, the money, we can't take the money with us. So what's most important is love. And I was like, that's great, but this is not that type of show. That is great, but that's not that type of show. Also, when they were talking about different strategies and stuff, and, some people were talking about physical, and Tyrique's like, yeah, it's not just about the physical, it's about the mental too. And so, I think it was Zay that was like, so you mean like puzzles and stuff, like putting pieces together? And Tyrique was like, no, I mean manipulating people. Like just out of order for no reason, you guys. But nonetheless, what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about these couples. So we got Zay and Nicola as a couple, and I don't think Zay's feeling it. I don't. I think Nicola's willing to be into it, but Zay's not into it. But it's funny because she's very intelligent. She's, sounds like she's a STEM student or whatever else. And she is all talking about how the architecture and everything else needs to come out to Malta. Everybody is impressed with Fiji, and everybody's impressed with the budget that the USA has, because this was not the budget before, y'all, when this show was on CBS and we had the COVID season at Las Vegas Hotel, y'all. So this is not we're not talking the same type of things. We're not talking about the Hawaii season where it was raining the whole time. No. The budget is budgeting finally. But I don't think Zay is feeling her like that. He's rolling his eyes all the time. He's making fun of her. And I don't see this couple lasting. So I feel like they're at risk, you guys. Lucinda and Mert. I don't know how long this couple's going to last. They seem like they're pretty locked in on each other. However, from a games perspective, Lucinda, I don't know if she understood the magnitude of what Love Island Games fully entails. And she is just out here, wasting time, freaking out at fake snakes and all this other foolishness. And I don't know if she's thinking that all these theatrics is going to keep her on the show if she ends up at the bottom. But I feel like she needs to re-strategize, because I feel like she could potentially be an early boot with all this foolishness and the challenges. Like, you need to win the challenges. You need to be successful in the challenges. Like what are we doing? So, but she and Mert seem pretty locked in on each other. They seem very attracted to each other. Mert's like, listen, looky here. English is like my third language. However, you can't deny connection. You can't deny chemistry, right? So there's a little bit of a language barrier. I hope this doesn't hurt Mert. I hope people don't vote him out because English is not his first language. Like, the whole point of this is it's international games. Everybody's supposed to have an opportunity. I think he's cute. I think he's handsome. I just think, again, they're trying to make this happen, right? They're trying to make this happen, but we'll see how this connection plays out. So, but nonetheless, I do like Mert. Lucinda, I just feel like she's on her third show and she's Love Island hopping. So we'll see how this goes. So next we have Josh and Andrea. And again, I'm not sure about Andrea's intentions. Josh, I'm hoping he's not trying to lock all the way in on Andrea, because I feel like he needs to, potentially be open to potential bombshells, to potential recouplings. I feel like he should not be as locked in on Andrea, y'all. And they've already kissed outside of a challenge. They were the first couple to kiss outside of the challenge, and I believe the only couple to kiss outside of the challenge. And it's going to be an interesting thing to watch with these two, to see how, this is going to progress or not, because I feel like some heartbreak is on the way. And I feel like Josh needs to let loose a little bit. I know it's been a while, but I think he needs to loosen up. This is not your season. This is not season 3 where you're all in on Shannon and trying to prove your loyalty to Shannon. No. It's about the strongest connection. It's about having the best communication, and you need to be prepared for anything. You need to be prepared for bombshells. You need to be prepared for surprise eliminations and surprise challenges and all of the things, y'all. So yeah, so that's my early take on them. I think Josh needs to remain a little bit more open. He might seem a little more into Andrea than Andrea is into Josh. So I'm going to keep an eye on that and see how that goes. So, Garby and Kendall, you guys. Garby and Kendall. I don't like this couple. I love Garby. Garby's my fave. But I do not like her and Kendall as a couple. I think Kendall came in fourth place in the challenge, and I just can't take it seriously. I think Garby is potentially looking at this from a perspective that Kendall's visible. He was on season 6 and this and that. No. Or maybe she's thinking, that he was just on Beyond the Villa, exposure. No. And I feel like maybe she doesn't know all of the Kendall-related scandals of it all. That she doesn't know about the pictures and the videos and stuff that was out there. That she doesn't know about him allegedly not allowing the black women in the club and everything else in the VIP section. She doesn't know about any of this, right? And I feel like she would have been better matched with maybe Josh, or obviously her and Chris are not a match because he's just too rude and too disrespectful. But I have to find a way to get Garby out of this couple with Kendall. But I feel like what is going to happen is Bombshells are not going to be interested in Kendall, so she may be stuck with him, unfortunately. So I'm going to keep an eye out on this. So next we got to talk KK and Chris, y'all. KK and Chris, and I knew this couple was going to happen. I knew they were going to couple up. However, I don't like it. I do not like it one bit because I feel like KK is still lost in the weeds. She still thinks that this is going to lead to a romantic connection and she can be one of the successful couples of Love Island. And I'm here to tell you, Chris is not that dude. Chris is not that dude. He is here for the dinero. He is here for the money, and that's it, and that's all. However, he also revealed, Chris did, that he was a fan of KK from season 5, y'all. And that tells me he is about to put her through the ringer. He is about to dog her out because it is giving how Chris is moving. He is giving a taller version of Keenan. That is here for the vibes, is here for the games, is here for the shenanigans. Potentially he's going to kiss other women in challenges. Potentially is going to try to talk to other women for screen time and be disrespectful to KK and see how much she's going to put up with. And I don't like it. I do not like it one bit. He is about to take KK on a ride, and KK is living in Delulu. She is living in Delulu, and I don't understand. I believe she still works as a travel nurse as well. And, you know, and it's just like, you're better than this. You went back, you watched their season of how Keenan really dogged you out. Why are we all in on Chris? There's no reason to be all in on Chris. I know some people were trying to ship KK with Josh, but here's the thing too. I don't care who these men say, who they're interested in, or who they're attracted to. I want to see who you're pulling for conversations. I don't even care who you pick in challenges to kiss. I'm not too keen on that. Who are you pulling to talk to for conversations? And hopefully we see a little bit of that in this next episode, that if some of these people are not happy in their couples, if they try to have any conversations with anybody else outside their couples, or if they're really going to try to be boring and think that this is going to be a situation where you're just locked in your couples from day one. No. I think so. I'm going to pay attention to this, but I don't like KK and Chris together. And I like KK, but I need KK to stand up that this is not, you know, what it needs to be. So there's that. So finally, we got to talk Andreina and Tyrique. Now, Tyrique, I still do not trust him in terms of a romantic standpoint. I watched how he did Ella, y'all. And I don't think people are really ready for how much of a true menace that Tyrique is, right? While he is interested and attracted to Andreina, he was kind of negging her a little bit. He was like making fun of her a little bit with little comments here and there, making fun of her laugh and all of this and all of that. And it's just like, you know, why can't we just enjoy the moment, enjoy the person? Why do we always have to try to put somebody down or do some type of slick backhanded type of foolishness? And Tyrique said in his intro package that, you know, his mom told him both when he was on the UK version as well as this version not to completely be himself because it's going to put off people. But he doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. He is going to, you know, be however he's going to be. And it's funny to me because people are enjoying that, right? But I feel like the way he talks to women and the way he talks about women is very problematic, you guys. Is very problematic. And I feel like we're missing the mark here. But none of the less, him and Andreina, they're cute. It'll be interesting to see how they fare together as a couple in challenges, because like I said, technically Tyrique came in second place in the first challenge, but again, this is just the first challenge. It doesn't mean every challenge is going to be the same. It doesn't mean that, necessarily just because you came in first this first challenge doesn't mean you're going to be first in all of the challenges, but it is going to be an interesting thing. Also, I feel Tyrique might be one of the few people who is possibly going to take the money. I truly believe he's going to be one of the people that can take the money and, take it from everybody. Take it from everybody. But one thing that Ariana didn't say, she didn't say if it's going to be a split the money or winner takes all or any of that. But if it goes how season 1 goes, basically whoever wins it, it's kind of like the regular season, that if you win the money, if you win the envelope or whatever that has the full money, you can make the decision to either split it or to take it all for yourself. But I feel like somebody might take it all. And I feel like Tyrique is somebody who might take all of this money. Because I don't think he's one of those people, even though he says he doesn't like the hate and stuff, I don't think he cares, right? And he doesn't live in America. He's not from the U.S., so he wouldn't care, right? So nonetheless, that is it on the couples. We got to get now into these bombshells. So now we got to talk about the end of the episode, and I apologize in advance that this is a little bit of a longer review. The episode, y'all, was 2 hours. It was an hour and 58 minutes, y'all. An hour and 58 minutes, but I promise my other reviews will be shorter than this, but child. At the end of the episode, Ariana comes in, everybody's in their evening attire, and she lets them know that there's always going to be twists and turns, never get too comfortable, everybody's standing on all these hearts or whatever else. She lets them know that there's going to be some bombshells coming in. And so we get to see Charlie, who was just on season 7. He has grown some facial hair. And the look is nice. I just didn't feel like he gave what needed to be given as far as a bombshell goes in season 7. And for some reason, they decided and had the bright idea to bring him back as a bombshell on Love Island Games. And I just didn't understand it. But nonetheless, he comes in. And then we also have Solene come in, y'all. Now, I wasn't familiar with Solene's game. I've heard a lot of chatter about her Below Deck. I don't watch every season of Below Deck. I watch here and there if I have time, but I haven't watched Below Deck in a while, in about a couple of years or whatever else. So I wasn't familiar with her game, and I didn't see her on her Love Island season. But what happened was, Ariana said, listen, looky here, all y'all are in these couples. We got 6 couples right here. You guys have won these heartbreaker necklaces. What y'all need to do is y'all need to figure out who you want to steal. Who you want to steal and be in a couple with. And what will happen is the man and woman that you steal, they will now have to wear the heartbreaker necklaces. And they're vulnerable now for being dumped from the villa. And in 48 hours, they're going to be dumped from the villa. No. But again, this is a shortened season. It's 3 weeks, everything else, right? So Solene, y'all, she comes in hot. She comes in and kisses everybody, tells certain men that they smell good. I think she told Josh that he smelled good. I think she told as well Kendall that he smelled good. And she is doing a lot of kissing and everything else, but she came in hot. She came in hot. I think there was one of the kisses, I forget which one, but I mean, everybody was just looking. Everybody was looking, everybody was shook. Because I think everybody was nervous because I think at first they thought when she would pick their guy to kiss, that's who she was going for. But no. She was trying everybody. She was trying everybody out. But she ended up choosing Mert, who is Lucinda's couple. And then she got messy with it, right? She goes up to the heart that Lucinda and Mart are on, and she's like, listen, look at here. She kisses him, and then she takes off her necklace and puts it around Lucinda, and she's like, it matches your dress. It matches your dress is diabolical, y'all. But this is what I want in a bombshell, and I hate that y'all are so mean to bombshells on the regular seasons. This is what a bombshell is supposed to do. She is supposed to come in and shake things up. She's supposed to have you nervous about your couple. I feel like she chose Mert because Mert was the only one that was not looking at her. I think he's pretty locked in on, Lucinda and everything else. But this is how it goes, right? This is how it goes. We'll find out, in the next episode if Mert really is feeling her like that, or if he's all in on Lucinda, because he seems like the type that's like super duper loyal. But we'll find out, how all of this is going to go. Next, we get Charlie, right? We get Charlie. He's kissing on everybody as well, trying to see how this goes, but he was kind of disrespectful with it. When it came to Josh, y'all, he did not look Josh in the eye. He did not say anything to Josh. He just came in and kissed Andrea like it was nothing, right? And so I thought, I wasn't sure what direction Charlie was going to go in terms of, I thought potentially he would choose Garby because I wanted her saved from Kendall, y'all, but nonetheless, y'all, he ends up, I forgot which person it was, but I think when he was kissing Andrea, and it was either when, one of the couples, I can't remember which one, I want to say it was either when Josh and Solene kiss, or Andrea and Charlie kiss. Why did Tyrique, he completely looked over so that he could get in the camera shot and see this kissing, and the reaction was hilarious. But nonetheless, Charlie ends up choosing Andrea and puts the heartbreaker necklace around Josh. And so now Josh is vulnerable too. So nonetheless, you guys, they said for the next episode, so it's coming back tonight. So I feel like this first week we're getting Wednesday episodes because it's going to come one every day. But I don't know about that for like the next 2 weeks after that. So they said that, we're going to bring back the duel. So, those of you who do not know what the duel is in season 1, you basically have to battle each other in like a boxing ring. And whoever wins in the duel or whatever else, there's, sometimes they have the duel for safety. Sometimes they have the duel to have like an advantage in a challenge or whatever else. So they're bringing back the duel. But it sounds like the twist with this duel this time around is whoever wins the duel, if you are wearing the heartbreaker necklace, you get to give that heartbreaker necklace to the person that lost to you in the duel. So this will be fun. This will be interesting. I'm excited for tonight's episode to see how the duel, comes to be. If anybody is able to get out of their heartbreaker status, I'm a little bit worried for Lucinda because I don't know how she's going to fare since a lot of the other women did better than her in the challenge. So we'll see how that goes. Josh, I'm confident he can get out of being in the heartbreaker necklace. So we will see how that goes as well. But that is it. That is it for the episode, y'all. That was 2 hours crammed into 33 minutes of what happened in this episode. Like I said, I think the episodes are going to go back to being an hour, so we'll have a much shorter review. But I just wanted to give y'all as much meat and potatoes as I had to sit through for this episode. And I just want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments. What did y'all think? What did y'all think? Did y'all enjoy the season premiere of Love Island Games? Are y'all going to watch the whole season? Again, not expecting fireworks in the first episode. There were some good things to take away. It was the first episode. We got 3 weeks of this. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.